Hello world! WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So today should be our final coding session for our quarry. Hopefully it doesn't take too much longer. I'm actually hoping to get this running this episode, hopefully. Now the code for the remaining of this shouldn't change at all. So what I think I'm going to do is actually pull up the code that I had for my other mobile quarries, but I'm going to need to tweak it slightly. The first thing that we're going to need to do is do the calibration code, because obviously calibrating its position is of great importance. So let's calibrate it. And for this, we're going to need basically the numbers that are displayed here in order, so X, Y, and Z. But the Z will be consumed first, so we need to do that. Then it's the Y that's taken. And there we go. Now, I gotta say, I'm not too good at explaining forth right now. I'm just not too good at it, let's just say. So I'll explain as best as I can at the capacity that I can for fourth, but if you happen to get lost, don't worry. I'll be able to post the code for this as soon as it's done, and as soon as it actually, well, works. We're going to have to tell if it actually works. So the calibration is there. Now all we have to do is calibrate this particular quarry to the area that it is. Now what I like to do is basically for the Y direction calibrate it to the height that it'd be resting on. So 70 is the Y position that we'd be using, whereas I'd like to use the middle for this. So 111 for X and negative 212. 111, negative 212. So all we have to do is 111, 70, negative 212, and do calibrate. There, it should be calibrated. Now this quarry is completely functional in the sense that it can move, but it can't really move right now. So we need to do a few movements. So for our intermediate words, we'll do move X and move Z, because there's one thing that I want to do that is an unfortunate thing about the other quarry. The other quarry design that I had before, you couldn't use the kill switch to stop the go to and the raise to commands. So if it was moving while not in quarry mode, you wouldn't be able to stop it. So I want this to act as an overall break instead of just a haphazard one. So let's do that. Let's do move X. This will basically tell you which, let's try to explain it. I want this one to be so that you're given an X coordinate that you want to go to, and then it'll go in that direction until it reaches that X coordinate. So we have to do a few things. We have to check the current X. So the current X, we have to check it and subtract it with the one that we had before. And obviously we have to duplicate the numbers a few times so we can check some things to do. So we have to check if it's 0, and if it's not 0, that means we have to check if it's greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, what we'll do is do a do loop using that. Let's put that on another line. Derp, I did not get invert. Right, so let's do that again. Move X. And with the magics of video editing, we can go on to the next line. So if it's greater than 0, we want to basically go, if the difference is greater than 0, if the place we want to go to is basically greater than where we are right now, we're going to want to do a do loop using that number, and we'll want to go in the positive X direction. But here's where it changes from our previous code. We want to check the loop. check the kill switch. So kill will give the boolean, and if it is, we'll need to unloop and exit the word. And then we have to do loop so that we close the do loop off. And now, obviously, sorry about that, obviously there's another case we have to do. If we have to go in the negative direction, we have to account for that. So we have to multiply by the number by -1 because of some odd numbers or things, and we have to do the do loop again with minus z this time, and do the exact same thing. And then we'll close it with a then. Well, at least close our second if, not the first one. So then, and to close off the last if, we need to do another else. But you see we duplicated the numbers twice, and currently there's two numbers on the stack, so we're going to need to drop both of those numbers and then end the word. So currently we are at, what is it? 111. So let's check our current X position to verify that. We're at 111. So what we need to do is just do like 115. Move X, and it'll move 4 times over to our right, and stop. Or not. At least the kill switch works. Okay, so what's the problem? Let's check our code. That's actually a little surprising why that didn't work. So let's see our current X then. 105. Huh. One moment, I'm gonna actually have to check through this a bit. Oh, it returned an empty stack for some reason. Not sure why that is. Okay, so something is causing an empty stack. Let's check our kill. It shouldn't give any sort of problem with the stack, so if that's not the issue, let's check the entire stack. There's nothing left on the stack. So we have the number 4 left on the stack. And that should have been the number of movements we needed to do. So if that's what is the reason for us not doing that? We're definitely going to need to analyze this code. I'm not sure why there'd be any reason why this code isn't working for this query. Maybe there's something because I'm editing it a bit of why it's not actually doing anything, but we'll have to check a bit more. Wait a second. Yeah, why did I do that? Looking back here, let's just forget move X so we can, well, forget it. If we look at move X, for some reason I did invert, and I was supposed to do an if statement there. But for some reason I skipped to the 0 greater than without putting the if. So we forgot an entire if statement, then thus basically killing it because we have 2 thens. I'm not sure why I did that. Okay, let's change that. That's just not good. So current.x at minus dupe 0 equal invert if. Now I do 0 greater than if. So now I check if it's greater than 0, and I forgot to do the t again. One moment. Okay, let's see if our stupidity actually managed to worm itself into here. So 110 rather. Okay, it moved once. Are we already at 110? Let's see. No, we're at 106. Oh. So the brake is only effective when it's in the other direction. So, okay, so the brake I put to be an after the fact measure instead. So what would probably be best is to just move the plus X to be after the kill if on loop exit then, so that it'll stop it retroactively. But in any case, otherwise, let's check if it works. It should move 4 times. And it does. Okay, so our move X works, so we can put another thing called move Z, and raise 2 is pretty much going to be move Y, so let's just code it in as such. So once again, I'm going to delete this move X and change it so the positive X and negative X are after the then statements, so that the brake will work on it perfectly instead of allowing it one movement. That'd kind of be like a car heading towards a pillar and then the brake going, okay, I'm going to move 1 more meter. It kind of suck. Okay, so I just coded in move Z and elevate 2. Move Z is pretty much exactly the same as move X, just substituting the Z's instead of X's. And same with elevate 2, but I'd prefer having elevate 2 instead of move Y, since it's going to be its own word. Now, our go-to command, our go-to command, okay, our go-to command is going to take in an XZ coordinate and then go to that location. Now, it's easy enough to do by just having it take in the Z coordinate by doing move Z, and then taking the X coordinate by doing move X. There we go. So now we're in a location currently, and for probably a good reason, we should probably up our delay for, what is it, delay? Is it called delay or S delay? Let's check. Words, please. Show me the delay. It's not kill or break or current. Engine delay, move delay. There we go. Move delay is currently set for something, but let's just increment it by 4 ticks and test out one location. So what we'll try to do is go to 100x and negative 200z, or negative 220. 100 and negative 220, and we'll try go to. Go! My brakes isn't on. Okay, now it's going. Or maybe it was going before? No, it's going in the X direction. Why isn't the Z direction working then? Not sure. Maybe there's something that is getting held, or something that was getting held in the other direction. Or is a wire loose? Okay, let's just check where we are right now. We are currently at, we said 100 and negative 220. We got the 100 right, but we're not at negative 220. What could the problem be? Oh dear, what could the problem be? Negative S, let's see. Well, I saw the wires going, and it should have been good, so did it just not go in? So let's check over here. That is off for some reason. And that would have been the correct direction. So for some reason, our wire didn't go. Odd. Very, very, very odd. Or just, I'm not sure. Let's just move this into the correct position. And what does it say our current Z is? It's probably off by now anyways. Yeah, you're off. You are off. Let's see. Plus Z, please. Plus Z has failed. I see that. So what is the issue, oh plus Z-iness? You cannot go forward for some unknown reason. Can you care to elaborate? Will this help you in your plus Z-iness? No. How about your minus Z-iness? No. So something in the Z direction is preventing it from actually going. I'm surprised. So what in this would cause one direction of movement to not go? Let's check plus Y. Minus Y? What the blooming glory? It appears we've ran into an issue. Please call back later. Yeah, I'm gonna have to... Oh, what the hell? Okay, so we're gonna have to grab an engine and a bat box to be able to fix this. We'll grab one of the engines here because we forgot to replace the frame for some stupid reason. Not sure what the reason is, but it was stupid. Okay, we got the bat box, and we're gonna need to find a location on here to just grab onto. This will be good. Hey, give me. Need to rotate this down again, facing here. Okay, good. Place good. Place lever. Let's fix you. And he can't be moved. But everything should be attached, so technically it should be able to move. Unless there was a problem over before. Hey, this thing seems like it's off anyways. That's probably what's causing it from not going down. Okay, I was right. So let's receive these again and put everything back to how it was supposed to be. And then see if what the heck was wrong with it. Okay, so place this back. Put this here. And it should all be complete. I just need to add the motor again and obviously the bat box. So let me quickly fix this up, see if there's anything we can actually do, because I'm a little stumped. Okay, plus Y works. Minus Y. Plus Z. Minus Z. We'll do plus Y twice, make sure it's on the same level again. Well, it wasn't. Well, we're gonna have to fix this frame thing. We gotta add our little appendage again, so that we don't fall off while coding. So let's recalibrate this. I'm not sure what the heck went wrong, but it wasn't anything I did. I swear. I swear. It's at 73, but it's at, let's see, 100 and negative 212. Yeah, 100, negative 212. So 100, 71, negative 212. And I'm wondering what was the issue. That frame should have been connected already. There shouldn't have been any problem with that. So maybe it was just a fluke, maybe. So 100 and negative 220 go to should work this time. Okay, it's actually moving in the Z direction. Okay, so there's a delay issue. I'm guessing the upgrade to move delay killed it or something. Okay, for some reason minus Z isn't retracting. I'm not sure why that is. Let's see if we can actually fix it, because this is starting to get annoying. Do I have any... I don't have any spare levers. Come on, what has this world come to? So it's as if it doesn't receive the redstone signal, therefore what's our eng delay? Let's add one to our eng delay, though it's not receiving it at all, which is the issue. Wait, did something move? Did a wire move and fall off? No, it's not the case. I'm not too sure why that orange won't accept it then. Well, this doesn't need to be here, so let's take that off. This does, though, so we'll need to put that back on. Hey, I kind of need to... But no! Let me through! Let me through! I have so much to live for! No! Okay, so... Brief. They give me frame. There we go. Can we exit this way? No, we cannot. So why did we even bother going this way? A compartment that you cannot compartmentalize. So, what is the issue? I don't know. It should be going easily. So doing -Z, the -Z for some reason it doesn't retract. It is going the correct location unless there needs to be a cover there, which I don't think is the case because all the other locations are covered. And that's covered, and that's covered, so I'm not too sure. Let's see if I can brainstorm the reason, and I'm gonna have to go get that, don't I? C'est la vie. Why? What? Why is it? Why is our... What? Did I code it in to use what? Okay, I must have coded in the -Z to still use both white. What? Why did I do that? I don't know why. Maybe because it was perfect and wasn't acting up? No, I should have been able to code it well. So that means there is an issue with my code way back in the high levels. So that means, well, good thing I didn't save anything for one, and two, I still have my boot disk over here. So we're going to have to, unfortunately, code back all the go-to movements, unfortunately. So I guess I'll do that in the meantime, and, well, I don't want you guys to see that because it's too long and arduous, and I'll be right back. Hey, I never said I was perfect. Okay, so this should work. I should probably check if it worked before getting all the other words in, but it should be good. So -Z. The wires are not working because there is something that must not be attached. Maybe it's that thing over here. Aha! This time it didn't completely disintegrate. So obviously my calibration is a little off now, so let's recalibrate it by just changing the current Z back to where it should be. And let's try my Z. Good, and if it works again, then we're good. We're solid, we're solid, we're solid. So 100, -220, go 2. And it's already there. No, it isn't. Is there something wrong, mi bucko? Oh, look, I'm out of power. That's just great. At least I have other methods of transportation, though remarkably a little less lame. Okay, what is my current X, mi bucko? Why am I saying mi bucko anyways? Maybe my calibration was off. Probably it is, but my Z's working. Maybe there's something wrong with my move X. So let's try the 105 move X just in case. If move X works, the others should work. Move X works. Maybe my calibration was just a little wonky. Okay, it moved 5 times, good. And then it should be good. So that means what's our current X position? Whatever. It doesn't matter what our current Z position is. As long as we have it. -221 supposedly. Okay, so that means if we do negative 2, 2, 3, and do move Z, it should just move twice. Okay, so let's do our go-to again of 100 minus 220. It should move backwards 3 times. As I fall. Okay, it's moving correctly now. And what we should probably do is actually put it on a level that we can actually reach, because we are a little lacking in power but maybe I should just stop being lazy and bring it over and charge. Anyways, I'm going to bring the quarry over to this spot so that we can actually do it, break the ground so we got the grass area covered, and then etc. Be right back. Chief, we're coming in for a landing. And hopefully it actually works. Okay, now it should just break whatever underneath, and obviously nothing was there. So now we actually have our quarry operational. Well, operational in a sense that it's right in front of us. So let's make a nice little hole, and we're probably going to need to recalibrate it later. So let's make this a nice big one. Haha! Ha 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 ha! Hey, it makes me feel very nice. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, and now that I think it's pretty well perfect in this regard, we're going to save it again. And save this as basically our bare bones. Yes, bear! Ha! Not that type of bear. Not as in the rawr bear, but you get it. Okay, so now that we got that, we're going to need to add in some variables for our quarry that we're going to need to do. So we got the movements at least. We just need to string them all together so that it's comprehensible. So we need to add in a bunch of variables. So the variables that will basically show the position that it is inside the quarry itself, and the maximum dimensions of such as well. So those are what we need, and we'll be able to explain them later at least. And is there another delay that we need? Probably not. Okay, so first things first is we're going to want something that when we go left, it'll basically save that coordinate. Our little x is going to be the coordinate for when it goes left. And when we go left, if we think of a 4x4, 2x2 grid rather, of the quarry, so we're here, when you go left, say this is 1 and this is 2, we want to subtract 1. And we also want to go left, and left in this case is the positive x direction. So we'll go positive x, and we'll just add 1 to the z. Or minus 1 actually. Minus 1, z, plus exclamation mark? Yes, okay. And opposite true for the go right. We'll want to go minus x and add 1 to the x. Yes, this is a little confusing. But it's not as confusing for the other direction. So that's good. The next thing that we're going to want to do is, since this is a 5x5 quarry, we'll want to be able to go in that direction, but to be effective, since it'll go this way, go up, go this way, go up, we'll want to have it so that it goes 5 times each forward and backward movement. So for go forward, we'll need to do a do loop of 5 movements. And I believe go forward, we're moving in the positive x direction, which we are, plus z. Sorry, positive z direction. Positive direction. So do plus z loop, and when we're finally finished that, we're going to want to add 1 to our z variable. And it's not our global sense, but our local sense. Local. And is our grass cleared rather? Because this quarry can be stopped by a piece of grass, which is unfortunate. We'll do the same for go backward. So 5, 0, do minus z loop minus 1 z plus exclamation mark, and the z, x's, and etc. will be initialized when we have some sort of initialization program. So go down. For going down, we're going to need to break whatever's underneath us to make sure we have room. And then we'll do minus y. And we don't need any extra delay, so what we need to do is increment the height variable. So what piece of the pie are we on this time, my good saw? And there shouldn't be a go up command. I don't think there needs to be. Actually, I'm positive there doesn't need to be. Well, as positive as I can be. So I think we can keep this and be mighty happy about it. Now we actually have to get the quarrying parts done. Okay, now that we have the initial movements in, I think now what we're going to want to do is be able to do a little fun stuff with all the braking and etc. So currently we have go right, we got everything else. Now we'll want to do a few movements. Now that I think of it, go right and go left, go forward and go backwards should have some sort of braking. So that breaks the blocks underneath it before going forward. Let's do that in the next few words because I cannot be bothered right now. So right now let's do a left.f. What we want the quarry to do is go left, and once it hits a certain point as shown in the configurations, it will stop there, then go forward, thus the .f part. So this will do as a begin loop. We'll take begin, and whatever is between this and while will continually be checked. So kill, we want to check if the kill switch is on, and we want to check our current position in the quarry. So we check if that's 0 in the local quarry. And if either of these are false, if both of them are false, so if we haven't hit the end, the left end, and the kill switch hasn't been flipped, we will want to continue going. So we'll invert this. And while this is happening, we will brake and go left. And we'll want to repeat this. Now there are two ways to exit out of this loop. There's kill, or I've made my way all the way to the left side of the quarry. If kill is not the reason, we'll want to do something. If it's not the reason, that means we've hit the left side and we need to check if we need to go forward. Let's do this then. Z at and Y. I don't know why I put Y, but I'm thinking the local coordinate system is an XY grid, even though the rest of the global coordinates is XYZ. So Z at the coordinate inside the quarry, and capital Y at, so how far it is. If they're the exact same, we'll want to increment it little z again, and then we're done. But there's another case, so that means if we hit the forward end of the quarry, we'll want to just increment it again so nothing else can happen. There's another condition. If it's at the if it still has a movement to go, so if it's less than, if it hasn't reached its limit, we'll want to do brake, go forward. And to end all of the ifs, there's two thens, and we close it. I think that's pretty easy, and it should work. Now obviously we're going to need to calibrate it, such as the dimensions of the quarry. So let's get the dimensions done. So this will basically take the length and the width of the quarry, as well as the height. But the height will be the last one, say 20 layers. So if we want 30 by 30 by 20, the 20 layers will have to be consumed first since it's the last number inputted. Therefore, it is put in our h variable representing the height of it. Now the dimensions, we have to do 5/mod y consume what the divisor. Basically, /mod gives the division. Sorry, slash. Should just do slash. So divide it by 5 and consume whatever the division is. Good. And then the 6 minus x exclamation will put the x dimension, the width, in the proper location. So that's good. Now we got left.f, we should do right.f. So begin, kill, and in this case we have to check if it got the rightmost side, so we have to check the x boundary. If it's either of those, if either of those are true, we want to exit out of it, so invert, and while neither of these are true, we'll want to break and go right, and we'll repeat. So once again, there are only two possibilities, and we have to check both of them. The first possibility is if the kill switch has been pulled. Well, if the kill switch has been pulled, nothing happens. We don't do anything. Otherwise, if the kill switch hasn't been pulled, we want to check if we can move forward. And if we do, we have to once again see if we're already at the end. If we are already at the end, we want to add 1 to our counter, because this will be more apparent when we get to the other part. Oops, I forgot a then. Let's just add it to the next line. And then we have to check once again with the left.f. We have to do z at y at less than if. We have to break and go forward. Break out! Yeah! Okay, so we got our left.f, right.f. It should be good. All well and good. Hopefully. We'll have to see once we actually get the quarry in action. So we got left.f, right.f. Now those are the ones that'll be for going forwards. So we obviously need a going backwards. Now for both of them, the beginning is the same, like the beginning line, because it deals with going left and right. Left and right. I said it the wrong way. Okay, so since that's the case, let's do left.b, which basically begins the same exact way as the other one. So while, break, go left, repeat. Now this is where it changes from the other one. In the other one, in our left.b, we would obviously check the kill. This is where it's still the same. But then there's another condition. We have to check if it's got to the back of the quarry. And because we added 1 extra to the other side, say we're at, let's go with how the quarry is supposed to go. Say it starts here, this is 0, this is, and the z is 1 for some reason. Why did I do that? Okay, so say we're here, we move over, now we can't go anywhere. Our z is 1, let's go 2. Now if we're here, we want to go forward, we can't, so z turns to 3. Then we pretty much drop down after consuming all those blocks. Then we have this area left, so z is 3, now z is 2. When z equals 2, that means we've gone too far, and then reset it to z equals 1. So to visualize that, we have to check if it's hit the wall, so to speak. If so, decrement by 1. If it hasn't hit the wall yet, shown by z at 2 greater than, if z is greater than the 2, the magic 2 number, we want to break, go backward, then. Was it go backward or go back? Okay, go backward. And then once again, semicolon. And obviously, right.b is similar in that it takes what right.f said at the beginning and what left.b said at the end. So we'll just quickly type that out, and then we should be able to get this finished. Okay, so right.f, left.b, and etc. are done. So let's do a bit of dimension tweaking. Say we have a 2 by 5 or 10 quarry. We want to see if this actually works. Let's actually, for simplicity, 5 by 10, do 2 layers for this quarry, and then have it dimensions. Let's raise this up as well, so let's do a plus y. Break isn't on, that's good. And now let's test the quarry by doing a few movements. So currently, no, none of the stuff is initialized, so testing the quarry currently wouldn't be a good idea, because dimensions doesn't actually initialize anything. We could initialize the variables right away, so let's actually do that. These are the initial variables that need to be used. Good. So with those, let's check left.f shouldn't do anything. Good. Right.f should. Good. Is it going too far? Probably is. It's running away. At least that works. Huh. Wonder what's the issue. Let's look. So right.f should be good. What's our x currently? Negative. Why is x -1? What should we put as our dimensions? 5. Oh, 5 is too big. Okay, so let's redo that. So 10, 10, 2 dimensions. So obviously 5 shouldn't work, and our dimensions word isn't working currently. So let's redo dimensions. Just to edit that 6 to 5, I think. We'll see how it works later, but this should be what we need. The -1 obviously was screwing with it. Okay, that should be good. So let's reinitialize our variables. You know what's a good thing? The fact that our break actually worked. So it makes testing this a heck of a lot easier. And at least it broke some grass while it was doing that. Woohoo. Okay, let's try this again. Left.f. Uh-oh. Just gotta make sure. And then it should go forward once it's done, which it hasn't done. What is the reasoning? What is our y at? 0. Should have worked, though. Let's see, did we input the new dimensions? Yes, we should have. When we did 10, 10, 2 dimensions, it should have got 10, 5 divided by. Let's see what that gives. It should give 2. Huh. For some reason, that doesn't work. So I have to redo the slash mod. Okay, I'll just show you. Okay, forget dimensions. 10.5/mod y exclamation mark and drop the modulus because /mod gives two things. Don't know why 10.5 divided by didn't work. Maybe the slash is a different operator than what I am used to. But anyways. Okay, there we go. This should work this time. So all we need to do is just say right.f and it needs to move forward. I guess, unless our dimensions word is wrong. Obviously our dimensions word is wrong because we had the wrong dimensions. So now we need to do the right.f. Now it's moving forward. And it started raining. It's like wizardry! Okay, so let's see if left.f will now work from here. Yes, it does. Good. So the grass is getting eaten. Then it'll get to its original position, more or less. And obviously it can't go any more forward because it's reached its end. So if we go down, we'll have to not use left.f, but we'll have to use right.b to go the other way. Just in case, okay? No sense being, horrible. And now it's going backwards after eating everything. That's good. And now finally in our iteration we need to go left.b and then it'll go all the way left. And finally going down. And now it's on a level. So we've already eaten out quite a bit of our grass, and everything is going to be in our nice little chest. We got some corn kernels, which I'm sure will be useful somehow. And our program seems to be working so far, thus far. So let's actually do our full forward commands. So full forward will make sure that it only goes forward if it is at the right level, so it won't attempt going forward when it's over there. And full backwards will do the likewise, except for the other direction, which is nice. Also, making sure it's on the right layer to do so, and there aren't any layers that it needs to worry about. So it has to check if it's at the end. So if it's not at the end, it'll keep on going. And what the beauty about full forward is that it'll go this way, then it'll go this way, etc., etc., etc. So while this is the case, we'll have to check, /mod. And we have, so take the current one, divide it by 2. So the current, this direction, divided by 2, and check the remainder. So just drop the divisor, get the remainder, and if it's 0, we want to go left. Otherwise, we have to go right. So we have to do else right.f. And that's because, as you know, currently this is 1. And if we divide that number by 2, the remainder is 1. So we need to go right. Then it'll be here. The number is 2. Then divide that by 2, the remainder is 0. Therefore, we have to go this way, and etc. So right.f, then repeat. And obviously, there are 2 conditions that this is able to get killed by. Well, kill. So if it hasn't been killed by kill, we want to go down at this point, because we know we have reached our end. If it's been killed by kill, don't do anything because you have been killed. Bam. Okay, so we got full forward. Now what does full backward do? We have to do the same thing but in reverse. So we have to check if z is less than 2. Or while it's not less than 2. So while it's not less than 2 and while kill is not, well, killing the entire process, we have to once again do the division thing and the rules still apply. So z at 2 / mod drop 0 equals. So if the remainder is 2, or 0 rather, say we're here. We're currently, it's now 3 because we added 1 when we were over there. So it's 3. Which direction do we go? We go right. Our remainder is 1. Therefore, if the remainder is 0, we need to go left. And obviously we do left.b instead. We have to do an if. Thank you for catching that, random person. You have saved my life. Left.b, else we have to, well, else we have to eat. We're going to eat a lot on this, seeing as we're going to have to go left, right, middle fork, right, left. Okay, else right.b, then repeat. And there we go. So now we have the full gist of the software. So this should complete the entire task going in the entire layer, eating as it sees fit. Oops. And going over. Hey, look, ores, ores, ores. Or what? Okay. So once this layer is done, it'll then eat what's under it and then go down. There we go. And it's reset and it's good. So let's, well, should we code it while it's over there? No, I'll just make it do, no, do I want it to make it do another one for fun? No. Let's not do that. That'd just be wrong. It'd be irresponsible of us. So let's bring it 103 negative 237. Huh? That was odd. Oh, 10. Obviously, the go-to is not working because it is stuck, and the calibration is probably off. So one moment, let me calibrate it. Okay, now that we have it calibrated, it'll move back to the position that we want it. And that's good. It's stopped, and let's put the parking brake on it so that it doesn't move while we're doing the next few parts. And that's good. Okay. Cool. Okay, now we need to add a few variables so that we know the previous position. As you saw, we moved out of where it was quarrying, therefore the previous position is kind of out of whack in the sense that there is no previous position. Arr. So you need to add variables to save that when it is done or killed or in any sense. So we need to add variables for previous x, previous y, and previous z. Now, fun part. We have this query. How do we resume it? Let's use the resume word. So resume word basically will choose whether it's full forward or full backwards that we need to do. And it tells that by checking the height variable that it has, comparing it to its maximum, and while it hasn't finished, invert. So while, kill, and hasn't finished all the layers of the quarry. Hee. While those two conditions have not been made, we're going to do a few bits of modulus. So we'll check the remainder once again. And our height starts at 0. Therefore, we want to start with doing full forward. Otherwise, full backward. Okay, so let's wait for that to load. The marvels of video editing. So now that it's ended, whichever way it is, kill or through completion, we'll want to finish it. So we want to add the current X and put it in the previous X. It's capitals, isn't it? One moment. Let's try this again. So current X, we take it and put with the previous X, put it whatever the current X is into the previous X. Do the same for the Y. And do the same for the Z. And that should be good. And the final thing we need to do is a way to start the quarry, thus initializing its local position. So that's easy enough to do. We just put the local positions, assuming you are not a dimwit, height. This works like that. So assuming you're not an idiot and want to put it in the correct place for the quarry, you'll put it like that, and then you'll resume it, quote unquote. And there we go, that should be done. So let's get rid of this cobble monstrosity and bring it up to the position that we'll want our quarry to start, which will start it here. So we want to bring it up by 3. So what's our current position? We're at 64, we want to bring it to 65. And let's elevate it to 65. And it's braked. So the air brake does work. Yay! There we go. The computer is a little difficult to access, if I do say so myself. And let's see, we want it to be in this position. Why did I screenshot? 98 and negative 237. Let's go here. And hopefully it works. And what am I saying? Of course it works. There we go. Now we are at our quarry start. Actually, we're not at our quarry start. We're at the wrong end of the field. This is a baseball game, and we have completely missed the plate. We have to start in the bottom left-hand corner. And we should probably add a bit more delay to our movement delay. Like a quarter of a second won't kill anyone. So let's see. Obviously our Z position, I kind of want to keep that, thanks. So let's move the quarry into where it's really supposed to start. And then we can start it. 141, negative 237. Okay, it's almost in position, and I've been observing the engine, and so far it hasn't faltered in its, well, time, in the fact that it stays fully charged and doesn't lose any. It hasn't turned black once. So now it's right where it needs to be, and it's stopped. That good. That's good. That good. That good. Ha ha. We're gonna need a few more of these on here, though. Not that. We kind of don't need that. So we need to get our 13 solar panels, as well as a chunk loader in the centralized chunk for here, and then we can start this quarry off. I think I'll go make that stuff off camera since we're already running a bit over time. Had to use my last 2 diamonds for this chicken chunk loader. Thankfully, I had enough, and it shouldn't require anything good. So show lasers, let's see. That is nice. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so that laser is certainly interesting. And this is very confusing. So we want to have how many? 9 chunks. We want 9 chunks in total. Show lasers. And I am a little confused at this. Is that a 9 chunk radius? Oh, line X. So we need to put it to square. And we got 9 chunks. Everything's good. And this should be good. So let's just quickly demolish this. Rest in peace, diamonds. I shall avenge your death. So let's quickly put the solar panels on. Huh, I thought I said 13. Huh, guess I must have said 12 plus... I must have did 12 plus 1 instead of 15 plus 1. Wow, good thing I managed to make enough solar panels. And boy, by the way, this took a lot of nickelite. So we got that. We are going to need to panel up all of these just in case. And do a few more covers around the general area. Hopefully we get everything. And make sure that this is completely waterproof, because that's probably the last thing we want in any part of this system. So a quick cover up and once over and etc. And we should be good to go for everything, after obviously taking a few air breaks and air brakes and etc. I've stopped making sense a while ago. So another thing that we actually need is to make 2 ender chests and hook them up so that our system can automatically or automatically connect and get everything. Now I needed to grab some blaze rods, but I don't think I had some blaze powder, but didn't think I would be able to compress it anyways, but I had to check anyways to make the blaze rods. Anyways, I'm making complete gibberish right now, and I've just pretty much stated that I had to go to Nether, get blaze rods, and it sucked. Okay, so let's go to our area over here, and we're going to need to make up our ender chests, and we're going to need 2 pieces of wool, and I think the ender eyes are the last thing that we need. So 2 of these, 2 of these, no, these are here, these are here, these are here. Okay, let's go with the standard white ender chest. We'll just place it down. I believe this requires silk touch, so once we place this down, it's that, and bust, and etc. And let's just place it down. Okay, so over here, let's see if we can get it. There we go. Place. Okay, so now we have 1 of them down, and actually is big enough for everything. Now let's finally get our last little standing bit of this. Thankfully that's working. So let's get the dimensions. We're going to want to go 48 by 48. I'm going to let it decide. I'm just going to go 47 just in case I'm a moron with this. So 47, 48. And how many layers are we going to want? We'll go with 55 just in case something screws up. And finally, making sure that our parking brake is off, which it is, we can just simply start it, and it'll start eating away everything, getting stuff into its inventory, and working like a madman, making sure everything's sorted. Now what I'll do is, for now, just hook this up simply to my system over here. Hopefully that thing stays in one piece, because I don't want to pick up ender dust on the ground. We'll just quickly remove this chest and place this here, and everything should be good. Now this seems like it's in the wrong direction, therefore we'll just work on it. Stuff will get started to sort, at least, and we should be good. So eventually we're going to have to modify this slightly so that once all that white stuff is full, we can just send it to some sort of chest that deals with all of it, and it can just go and be happy or whatnot. Let's make sure, let's watch for some more seeds so that we know it's working while we are just waiting. Which I don't think is gonna happen. Maybe we have to be in the world or something. Let's see. I'll go back and see with my own eyes how far it's been. Or if it's completely broken on the ground or something like that. Which would suck. Okay, let's see how far you are. You've got far. And you've mined a lot. So now it'll only reach to here because we haven't, reach to here because we purposefully haven't programmed it to go farther, just in case, but judging by the fact that it's good, it should be, well, good, so what we can probably do is just air brake it, air brake it, and then just set it up so that it'll be good later. Oops, we kind of killed it. Well, that's all the time for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. I'm sorry I broke you. Can you forgive me? Probably not. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day. And just to make sure it's working, we got some seeds, and it's working interdimensionally. Cobble! Yay.